Do 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 again. Do 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 do. Like a fairy tale. Hello, everybody. Here's a fairy story. Something we can do. Let's just live day by day. Come here, go. Ah, words are hard. So apart, and we'll end our hearts. So sweet. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Risk, and I'm actually recording this directly. Whoopsie! Well, let's do that. And as you can see, I'm recording this right after I did the World of Remnant. Oops. Anyway, this will be Chapter 4 entitled Family. So far, Rooster Teeth spoiled a picture of Crow, and just so you know, I started watching these at 10:35 a.m., which is 35 minutes after it aired. Rooster Teeth had already spoiled a screenshot of Crow, which, I guess to be fair, this one's not as spoilery as the others. I haven't seen an actual video clip. It's actually just a screen cap, which, Crow's in the beginning, it might have been from one of those. I might be overstepping it. But they do have a tendency to post a clip of it on their Twitter feed, either right before or right after it's available on for first. Anyway, let's take a look. Excuse me. And yeah, like I said, go watch it on, Rooster Teeth's website. It's roosterteeth.com/show/RWBY. You can also go watch some of their other stuff. And they also have a YouTube channel. It's going to be Rooster Teeth. Fairly simple. Anyway, let's hit play. Hey, cool, the Farmer Boy's back. There's a lot of theories about him, whether he's Ozpin, whether he's the Spring Maiden, whether, dude looks like a lady. Dude is a lady. So I also have wonder if he's not Tyrion, actually. Just like a split personality. In fact, he has a mirror, and he seems distracted by. There's also some theory that he's Ozpin. Wait, did his eyes change color?
Hello, I'm Professor Osborne.
No. It's Oscar. So, did Creeper Ozpin, Massive Creeper, oh, thanks, just sit there and possess the boy? Really, Ozpin? And you're the good guy? Poor Yang. That actually hurts quite a bit. Yeah? And that looks like, the room with Beacon. And she's having issues. And there's the weapon that Blake charged up that caused Yang to lose her arm. She's already got the cap, which is interesting. So she's already tried it on. But yeah, Blake was the cause of a lot of the problems for Yang. Both charging Adam's semblance up, among other things. Is that Port? Oobleck. Yes! Professor Oobleck! Wait. What? Skirt?
We told him it was a kilt. He'd never worn a uniform before, so he didn't know. That is terrible. What is wrong with you? Hey! The girls all said he had nice legs. I did that jerk a favor. Besides, that's not even the best part. See, then we... Like what you see?
Now, I did have a theory about Oobleck knowing about Zwei. Hey, we can see his eyes! Is how Dr. Oobleck knew his shirt still half untucked.
Yes, yes. Pull up a chair. Please pull up a chair.
I'm good.
Where,
What are you doing here?
Despite popular belief, teachers do have a life outside the classroom. Professor Goodwich is working
he's actually slowed down his talking.
restore Beacon to its former glory.
But, is how he knew he could hit Zwei with the flaming coffee mug.
Let's not worry about that.
So, my thought was that maybe kickboxes using Zwei's as projectile.
Wearing a skirt. Then Oz tells everyone it's time to work on our landing strategy. The Broadway twins have always been interesting, to say the least. That sure didn't seem to stop young Ty. Hey, come on, man. She's right here. Oh, please. She's a mature young woman. If she can handle combat, she can handle a few jabs at her old man. That's not the issue, Pete. And besides, she's still a teenager.
She is also in the room and can be directly spoken to. And I think I've been through enough to be considered an adult at this point.
Adult or not, you still got a long way to go before you're ready for the real world.
Oh my gosh!
And Ty's.
Every father figure has the same three condescending phrases?
Yeah, but we only use them when we mean it.
Is that so?
As a matter of fact, it is
So,
so.
it did say
You
Ty
honestly
was
think that you're ready to go
stifling.
on your own? Well, I guess you lost some brain cells along with that arm.
Oh! Really? Really, Ty? The fuck?
Jerk!
Are we finally talking about the Goliath in the room?
Nice. Instead of elephant.
Miss Shower. Yay.
With PTSD, that's
Mind me asking,
not exactly a...
you tried on the arm yet?
It doesn't seem to be a very healthy response.
Piece of Atlas technology being given out like that is rare indeed. Not to mention the effort it took to deliver it.
Which I don't
Seems
like.
Many people want to see you return to normal.
I'm scared. Everyone keeps talking about me getting back to normal, and I appreciate it, but this is normal now. It's just taking me a while to get used to it.
I mean, it should.
Normal is what you make it.
That's also true.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you want me to just pretend like nothing happened? I lost a part of me. A piece of me is gone, and it's never coming back.
You're right.
She's focusing on the physical aspect, which is not good for her healing either.
But that doesn't have to stop you from becoming who you want to be. You're Yang Xiao Long, my sunny little dragon. You can do whatever you put your mind to.
She's focusing just on the arm, but that's... Quite honestly, the arm is the least problematic.
I'll be there for you. Fear is like any other emotion.
Where did Blake go?
And goes. It's all in how you handle it. Why, even I find myself wrestling with that emotion from time to time.
Really. You.
He's afraid of mice.
They bring only disease and famine. And don't even get me
Interesting
started on
teachers.
their tails. So hairless, simply unnatural.
I assure you, yours.
As Ruby put it.
Good night.
But yeah, she needed to hear that from Ty. She's focusing way too much on the physical aspect of what happened for her healing. And no, it's not that I don't want her to heal. I just didn't want her to be healed at this point.
It may be a while before we return. There is still much work to be done at the school.
I hesitate to ask, but is there any word from young Miss Rose?
Not yet. Have you thought about going after her? Trying to bring her home?
I've got to look after some things.
So, quite honestly, I imagine Ty leaving might actually break Yang.
Assuming it's still there.
Of course it'll be there. This one's supposed to be pretty big.
Higan Bana. It's a well-protected village with a popular inn.
Which means no camping in the rain. See? Everything's gonna be fine.
You know, we've had a lot of ups and downs, but things could be a lot worse. Really thought we'd see more Grim.
Don't say that.
I guess our luck
Don't ever say that.
is turning around. To Higanbana!
See, John? Hi, Crow. You know, Crow, you're kind of picking up on Ozpin's creeper factor. Now, is that Raven? Or does Crow just have a connection with crows?
Luck.
Or is he just after Nora and the skirt? No, there's a new ship. Just think of all the hijinks that can happen from that. Oh, Lord. Phone's still going off.
Oh, I didn't.
From the woman upstairs. Red eyes. Said you wouldn't mind bottom shelf.
So he's a cheap date.
Thanks.
Okay, and that was
I went
Raven.
ahead and gave you top. Lucky you.
Really, as much as I like entire team, it seems to me that Crow is much more of a player than Ty was.
Hello, brother.
Kind of like her voice so far.
So, what do you want?
A girl can't just catch up with her family.
She can, but you're not. So how about we get on with it? Unless you plan on keeping these coming.
Does she have it?
Did you know Yang lost her arm?
That's not...
Rhetorical question. I know you know. It's just obnoxious that you'd bring up family and then carry on like your own daughter doesn't exist.
I saved her.
Once. Because that was your rule, right? Real mom of the year material, sis.
To be fair, Crow, you're not exactly a very good parent
Beacon
figure
would
either.
fall, and it did. I told you Ozpin would fail, and he has. Now you tell me, does Salem have it?
I thought you weren't interested in all of that.
I just want to know we're up against.
And which we are you referring to? You should come back, Raven. The only way we beat her is by working together. All of us.
Sorry I'm not saying much.
The tribe raised us, and you turned your back on them.
They were killers and thieves.
They were your family.
You have a very skewed perception of that word.
I'm just...
I lead our people now. And as leader, I will do everything in my power to ensure our survival.
I saw. The people of Shion saw too.
The weak die, the strong live. Those are the rules.
Well, you've certainly got someone strong on your side. I've seen the damage.
We couldn't have known the Grimm would set in as quickly as they did.
I'm not talking about the Grimm. And I'm not talking about you either.
If you don't know where the relic is, then we have nothing left to talk about.
I don't know where the Spring Maiden is either. But if you do, I need you to tell me.
And why would I do that?
Because without her, we're all going to die.
And which we are you referring to?
Make this one a double.
Sorry, it was quiet. There was a lot of subtleties going on in there. So we finally get to hear Raven's voice. I like her voice. Not fond of her, but I like her voice.
Okay. Let's get started.
Does he have a folded scythe tattoo? Alright. Kind of like that colored scarf. Oscar, huh? Like I said, I actually like Raven's voice. Hey, Gabbana. See a lot of new models in this, which kind of neat. Ozpin. Ozpin's even more of a creeper now. That's... Okay. No, I want to watch that, but not right now. Okay. Now, first off, you there, go away. Now, let me talk about this for a minute. It's already 20 minutes in? Nah, it's fine. Move this a little closer so you can see my lovely face. First off, I want to talk about Ozpin. So I just got a thought of one of my favorite, series of books called Voldemar, written by Mercedes Lackey. And in them, sorry, it's going to be spoilers. There's this character that his spirit is descended from ancient times. It's Voldemar is for the most part set in, say, a medieval time frame. There's magic, what they call mind gifts, different forms of ESP, telekinesis, pyrokinesis, telepathy, and so on. And there's this... He didn't used to be... I wouldn't say very kind. In a lot of ways he would fit in with that tribe, from what it sounds like, from what Raven said. He wanted to protect his people. However, he found a way to increase his life beyond death. And the way he did it was to hold his soul in part of the magical plane in a cocoon, until one of his descendants that carried the gift of magic started to use his ability. Then he would come out and push and destroy the soul of that body and inhabit that body as his own. And then would live out his life, and this process would repeat down through the ages. In the most recent incarnation, he took the name of the ancient tongue. It basically, he who can, it was like he who comes back, but not just, once or twice, but they're talking through the ages in the own language. And that's ringing a very big bell with what it seems like Ozpin has done, though on a slightly more, what's the word? Benevolent? Not quite right, but I'll go with it. I don't find benevolence going with Ozpin at all, even before this. Even two souls cohabitating. The problem is the likelihood of the personalities either bleeding or one, Oscar, being overwhelmed by the other and basically forced out of their own body. And I'm getting a lot of vibes with this because he ended up being Morlo Falconsbane. He ended up getting twisted by it, by all the lives, and eventually reveled in the evil and destruction. He lost any of his noble goals he had, thousands of lives before. Excuse me. And so this is ringing a lot of bells with me. I don't like this. But it explains how how Ozpin was able to carry down through the ages. If he actually is the wizard. Even more bells. Moving on. Next thing that popped up was next thing I'm going to talk about was poor Professor Oobleck, Tai Yang, and Yang in the kitchen. Is that her putting on that arm later in the episode was a lot good to me, but before then she was all focusing about the physical aspect of her losing the arm, not the abandonment, from everybody, with the exception of Tai Yang. And in a way, he had abandoned her in the past when Summer died. But everybody else, from her point of view, has abandoned her. She went in to save Blake after Blake got hurt. Blake was the one that powered up Adam's moon slice, though she may not know that. And after, she lost her arm, which was her entire reason for being. She didn't want to know what happened tomorrow. She, was there for the adventure, there for the fun. And she always had fun when fighting. You can see it up into the, unless somebody cut her hair, or she was getting annoyed, or she used her semblance. She was always having fun fighting. So losing this, as I'm actually going to set this down so you don't get shaky camera. Sorry for the slight shake as it goes. You didn't see it. But that is so much more, the loss of, her friends, which she never had a real loss other than, Summer. But again, she was still pretty young during that time. But remember, it all happened in a day. Beacon, her friends, and Blake and Weiss both abandoning her. Though, I can understand where she might not feel as much resentment towards Weiss as she does Blake. RWBY abandoning her, which, again, it's skewed by perspective, but everything is. It's kind of one of the curious things with life. But she was focusing solely on the physical aspect of the loss of arm. Her actually wearing the arm leads me to think she's ready to begin, more fully healing, as well as training, learning how to use it. She's still going to suffer through it. It's not going to be an easy process, but rebuilding your psyche isn't. A lot of people don't recover from it. Let's see. Crow fighting off the Grim for Team Junior. Ranger. I don't know why I have Junior stuck in my head every time I want to say it. It's 3 times today. But that interaction with Crow and Raven, again, I like her voice. I'm probably going to go... Actually, no, I'm probably not, because that sounds like work, and I don't feel like it. But I might go and, take a look at who voices her, because I actually really like the voice. We always knew that she had an interesting way of looking at the world. It certainly sounds like they were the bandits that attacked Xi'an Village. Which would be interesting if, because we haven't seen what she thinks of RWBY yet. If she thinks anything at all. But I don't know if RWBY knows about it. About, her saving Yang. Which, whether she does or doesn't, it can go a whole lot of different ways. But yeah. And people aren't used to seeing people, walk through warps like that. Which makes sense. She was... Really curious thing. The waitress was scared when she did that. People have known about hunters and a lot of the things they can do. She was scared when she saw that. And flirting with Crow beforehand, that might be over now. But yeah. No, I like entire team. It amuses me too much. But Crow certainly seems like a player. And unlike Neptune or John, I think he might be able to pull it off. But them talking about the strong live, and only them matter. And he wasn't talking about her being the strong one. Which Neo was having fun with Yang. And easily, beating her. I'm of the opinion Neo could take on any of Team RWBY. Solo, and quite possibly some of them together. Even without using her semblance. But she either recognized Raven, or she realized how powerful she was. She got out of there. And in fact, one of my favorite memes is just her going, nope, 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 and going, poof, gone. She didn't stick around. She didn't test the water. She didn't do anything else. And quite honestly, I'm half of the opinion Raven might be one of the smartest fighters in the series. Because everybody else will sit there and either wound and wait, or wound their enemy and wait, or they will, just injure and leave. Raven might be the only, and that might be why, Neo left in a hurry. Raven might be the only smart one in, more book references, why not? Let's go to Andrew Wiggin from the Ender's Cycle. Fight as a last resort. if you must fight, do it. Any guy from, I'm fairly certain that Orson Scott Card got it from Sun Tzu. But bring everything to bear when you do fight. Avoid a fight at all costs. But if you must fight, hold nothing back. Defeat your enemy's will to fight. And at least in Ender's Game, we saw, a much, he was like 3 years younger, 3 or 7 years younger than everybody else. And, everybody else had that much more training in military matters. And he sat there and he basically destroyed them. He actually killed both of them, but more spoilers, but I've already made that comment. And honestly, it's actually a fairly neat book, a little disturbing in a number of instances, but I think it was Sun Tzu that said, if you must fight, descend like an avalanche. Everybody else, and we've seen it time and again. We've seen Cinder do it. We have seen, in a way, we've seen Crow do it. We've seen Ozpin do it. We've seen Cinder do it. I said that already. The only time, quite honestly, you really should hold back everything, or going for the kill, is in like a tournament style. Every other time, you shouldn't really give your opponent a chance to react. Quite honestly, that's the smartest way to fight. Mad doesn't work. It really doesn't. That's getting political, and I don't want that. But we don't see any other person do that. It's like, Winter may have tried against Crow. Crow was just having fun. Let's see, Torchwick and Ruby. We saw that a number of times. We've seen that with Yang numerous times. Torchwood was really bad about it. So was, in a way, so was Merc. We saw him do that a couple times. Now, he did actually kill his father, but that's the only one we've seen him really kill. I get the feeling Watts, Dr. Watts might, on the, Council of Justice. But really, against Grimm is a whole different issue. But against people, everybody seems to hold back. We saw Adam do it. He's sitting there toying with Blake. He sat there and he destroyed Yang. I think, quite honestly, I believe then, I believe now, he hit and did exactly what he meant to destroy Blake by destroying Yang. But no, quite honestly, he should have just killed both. Hatred is a wasted emotion. Anyway, I'm going to start to get preachy. You've heard my thoughts on a lot of this. You've seen my reactions to it. If you watched this far, and if you have, thank you. Anyway, that's about all I'm going to talk about. My outro is going to be soon. However, until then, have a good day. Bye! Hello, today I'm going to talk about another YouTuber. It's on RWBY Reactions. This will be Lady Stardust. Somebody actually was able to follow from beginning up into the current time. She's been equated to Arnold, Murder of Birds, quite a few times with some of her reactions, and her reactions are usually rather interesting to watch. Anyway, there's going to be a link to her, channel here, and over there is going to be a link to the RWBY video. Make sure you go check it out on their site if you haven't already, and, make sure you give Rooster Teeth all the love for coming up with this. Have a good day. Bye!